there is no getting away from the fact that for Lloyd's, as one of the world's leading insurers and reinsurers, this is a big issue. And it would be extraordinary if we didn't talk about it. And I think making some relatively modest investment to examine how your business operates and to see where you could reduce carbon emissions will pay off handsomely in the long term. Climate change for Lloyd's is a very big deal. If you look at the biggest issue for Lloyd's, which is always windstorms and hurricanes, there is a growing view that the incidence and the severity of hurricanes in particular is dramatically affected by climate change. We have made it very clear to those whom we insure that we expect them to take precautions. We expect them to look at the construction of the oil rigs, for example, to make sure that when they get hit, because some of them inevitably will be hit from every so often, that they're constructed in such a manner that they can withstand it much more easily. If you start from there, you say, right, we recognize it's an important, very important issue for our business. And then we say, well, then how do we contribute towards the reduction of that risk as much as we possibly can? Well, Lloyd's itself is a business here which employs 850 people. We have several thousand more who come in and out from the market, but this is an office building. And so as much as we can do towards reducing emissions, not using power unnecessarily, we will do. Specifically, though, I think that you need to give the lead. You need to give the lead to the customers of the business. You need to give the lead to the people who work here. We see that here in particular. I mean, if you look, and I'll put especially on the table for you, we were spending £40,000 a year on transporting cases of large green plastic bottles filled with either sparkling or still water into the building every day. As you will see, these bottles are the rather old-fashioned flip-top type, which have a huge advantage. First of all, they're not made of plastic. And secondly, they're indefinitely recyclable. And where does the water come from? Well, the water actually comes out of the tap, but it's filtered, and it's then bottled either as still water or sparkling water. The price per bottle is probably a quarter of what we would pay otherwise. And we don't need plastic bottles. We don't have to ship them in. We don't have to get rid of them afterwards. They don't have to be manufactured. They don't have to be destroyed. They don't go into landfill. And I think that is a good example. And I've seen, incidentally, there's a lot of large businesses in the city who are adopting exactly the same system. It is such a big issue around the world today. And we've had to enormously increase the number of bicycle spaces we have. And we have probably some of the most beautiful and probably most expensive bicycle sheds in the world, which are full every day. And that's great news because people cycle in and they do it for their health, they do it to save money, and they do it because it's environmentally friendly. I think in most businesses today, the people who work there are very much aware of these problems. And because they're aware of it, they're not going to take kindly to companies saying, well, we're not going to bother with that anymore because we're trying to save money because times are tough. I don't think they'd be able to do that. And I think they are finding more and more ways of both reducing their carbon emissions and saving money. So from that point of view, it's a good opportunity.